Hi everyone, this is Boria from Antiruggers United, and I want to show you guys how to trade the USDC USDT pair. So this is a stablecoin pair, and we're using the 10x one specifically with the isolated margin. You need to be in isolated to get the 10x leverage. So I got this idea a couple months ago since I was sitting on stables since about November, December, and instead of just putting it into an APY where you get like 30% a year or whatever, which is still really great, but I'm thinking, what, I found this chart and I was looking at this and I was like, what, this could be an amazing trade opportunity. And it's really passive. All you do is you set the trades and forget. That's all you really have to do. And you just, once it hits, that's when you go back in and reset the trade and go from there. It's like passive income. So let me go over everything, how this works. So I basically shared this idea with my some of my groups, my main group, some of the private groups I was in, and many people were asking me to make a video because it is a little bit complicated to follow the written instructions. So I think this will be a little bit easier. I created a brand new account, and it's just freshly funded. What I did is 3,000 USDC was sent to this isolated account, and you got to make isolated. The way it works is you have an isolated margin account for every pair. So every pair is going to have its own margin account. So this is the way it works. So you send 3,000 USDC, or you can send whatever you want. I'm just going to tell you what I did. So I sent the 3,000 USDC to the USDC USDT pair, and so you start off with 3,000, right? So next step you do is you go to borrow, and you borrow maximum amount 100%. So I'm borrowing 27,000 USDT. Okay. So now I have 27,000 USDT and I have 3,000 USDC. And there are two ways to continue doing this. So one way is you buy all your USDC at current market price, like basically around the 1.0, and then you set limit seller orders above, so like 1.01, 1.2, 1.3, things like that. Another way is you could split it in half, so you buy half at market and you set your limit seller orders above, and the other half you would actually do limit buy orders below. So if it dips, you end up buying at a cheaper price, and then you could sell it at 1.0. And if it actually wicks up, it'll hit your seller orders at the top. So I'll go over everything, like how to do this. So currently we have 3,000 USDC and 27,000 USDT. So a total should be about 30,000, as you can see right here, 30,000 value in USD. So let's go do this. So also I wanted to show you guys the reason why I'm doing it and where I'm looking at. So if you look at this chart and you look at where the wicks are happening, you see that other than like the first couple days or so where it went to 0.68, other than that it never really wicked below 0.9. So that's very important to remember for your liquidation price, because currently right here you could see my liquidation price is 0.27 USDT because I have not bought any USDC yet. I'm still mostly in USDT. So let's go on and let's do the strategy. So I have 3,000. I want to do half. So I have to buy I have to get a 15,000. So I'm going to buy 12,000 more. So I'm going to go to market, buy 12,000 USDT. I mean USDC. Okay, now it's roughly equal. I have 15,000 USDC and I have 14,970 USDT, which will be used to set the limit buy orders below 1.0. So I actually started this after I seen this big wick right here to 1.19, and I believe it was around, okay, this is before this week is when I did my first trades, and I only did one side, so I basically bought all the USDC. I did not have any limit orders below 1.0. So I think I did like I had sell orders at 1.01, 1.02, 1.04, 1.08, and the last one was 1.18 based on this wick that happened. So I was like, if it's gonna happen again, I'm gonna, it's gonna trigger it. So when this happened, this 1.09 spike, most of my orders got filled except the last one. And so I made about 30% on this whole account. Because honestly, if you just did one order at 1.08, it would have been almost 100%. But you never know, because you could have many small wicks, and your big order and your limit sell higher will never trigger. So it's really up to you what strategy you want to use for where you want to set your orders. But I'm just gonna kind of tell you what I did by showing you how I did it. So right now, I see the liquidation price is 0.85. I think it's important to not really be below or have the liquidation price above these wicks, because you could see it's about 0.9. So if this happens again, if it hits 0.9 and your liquidation price is 0.9, you will lose your whole account. That is the risk here. So in my opinion, I think it's important not to go over leverage to where your liquidation price is going to be higher than where these wicks were. All right, so we have the 15,000 USDC and roughly 15,000 USDT. So the first thing I will do is I will set the orders below 1.0. So to get a good idea where I want to set my orders, I look at the history and I see that it dips to around 0.96 or so. It doesn't really go below that. There's a couple times when, like I said prior, that it went to 0.9, but I'm not planning on that. I mean, this hasn't happened since last year, about a year ago. So I think I will just stick with these levels that happen more often. So let's just do it like this as an example. So I'm gonna do a limit buy 0.99 would be 1% drop around here. So I think I want my first order to be a little bit higher than that. So like 0.99, say 3. And we'll do about 3,000 USDC. We'll do another one, 0.983 to 3,000 USDC. 0.973 and do about 3,000 USDC. And then 0.96. See, these ones go down to about 0.962. So I want to make sure it's a little bit higher. So I'll just do 0.965 and do the rest, the leftover 6,000 USDC. So now if there's a spike below, my orders will fill, and then it's going to go back up to 1.0, and then you can sell it, make the profit, and reset the orders again. And so these are the buys that will be triggered. So we're actually holding our USDT right here, the 15,000 USDT, waiting for the price to dip so you could buy it. And now since we already have half of the USDC bought, we want to sell it high, and then when it goes back up to the 1.0, we will rebuy and then set higher sell orders again. So let's go to this one now, to the sell USDC. You got to go to limit. So let's do 0.009. So slightly below 1%. And the same thing, is it 3,000? 1.02, so about 2%. 3,000. 1.04. 3,000. and we still have, I think, 6,000 yet left. So if it hits 10% or like 1.08, 1.09, that's great, but I don't know how often that will happen. So I'm thinking the rest of it, I will just do 6%, so 1.06, and I'll do the maximum to 6,000. So now you can see all your open orders. If it dips 1%, 0.993, 0.983, 0.973, 0.965. If it dips these numbers, your orders will get filled. And once it goes back to 1.0, you reset and do the same thing again. And same thing with these ones. If it goes up above 1.0, it'll sell, and then when it goes back to 1.0, then you repeat the process again. And that's all there is to it. Like I said, I started before this spike right here, around here. I waited, so I had to wait probably about 2 weeks. So this happened in July, 2nd of July. So around middle of June is when I actually set my orders. Around, I think it was after this 2% spike. So around here is when I set my orders. I waited 2 weeks. I got this dip. I got 30% on my whole account just on this dip alone. And then I only had orders going up, so I didn't get any of these dips. So this was another one I made like 10% or so on this one. And then after that, I set the dips in both directions. So it did fill this one, the 1%. It hit this one, it hit that one, and then it hit this one. So since then, I think it was about 10% of the account from last couple of days of these spikes right here. So yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's better definitely than AP than the high APY or staking and all that, because those you know what's gonna end up with those. And also, like, I forget, like, I want to remind you guys for the liquidation price. You see here, my liquidation price is 0.85. So that means if the price dips below 0.85, you're gonna blow your whole account. But for that to happen, it has to be here, and it hasn't really had this level since the beginning. So that's why I think it's fairly safe. But trade at your own risk. It's not financial advice. I'm just showing you what I did. So yeah, good luck, guys.